Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Exhibit A, wishing you a very happy Menhera Monday. Welcome once again. Monday is here once again. Time to start a new week. We've all got things going on. Things we've got to start doing. But, you know what? What's important is that we started off right, and then that way everything will go perfectly and go well. It's true. A benefit of watching this stream is that everything is going to go perfectly for you this week, alright? This is the week that all the good things are gonna happen. You're gonna win, okay? All the good things are gonna happen to you. You're gonna have good luck all of this week. Things are gonna go great. Yeah, true. So true. I agree. Yeah. You ever just hear someone say facts, and then you have to say, that's such facts, man? That's how I feel right now after hearing what I just said. Those are such facts, man. Holy crap. Hello, Zana-chan! Hello, Random Things. Good to see you again. Hello, Salad. Yeah, you made it to a stream. Awesome. Hello, Peachy Angelic. Welcome. Very good to have you here. Hello, Mr. Weenus. All the good things? Yes, all the good things. Hello, Unknown. Hello, Toybox. Yes, so. All the good things. All the good things. It's all gonna be great. So, yeah. What is there to go over? What is there to go over? Alright. So this week's, someone's named Random Things. I just thought he called us Random Things. No. That's not what I was doing. Oh, man. I guess I do have a habit of calling people things, huh? It's also Missionary Monday. Missionary Monday. You mean the cool kind of missionary, or like the boring kind of missionary? I wonder if there will be a cock answer, says Zana. Playing dumb. I know what you did. I saw it. Today is Gun Day. Hello, Sarah. Did I say hello to Sarah? I don't know. Hello, Sarah. Yeah. Sorry. Hello, Spider Guy. I didn't fucking see Spider Guy. Oh my god, I'm missing people. I'm missing people in the chat. Alright, so. And hello, Bubbly Shay. Welcome. Cool sex kind, obviously. Good, good. And I hate how all the freaking, like, dirty messages get filtered. I don't want it to do that. I can't disable it. Oh, okay, so, this week's question. This week's question was, what is your dream job? Now, I asked this question because I recently got a job. And it's not my dream job, but you know what? It's going well so far. And you know, someday I might have something a lot cooler, but for now this is what we're going with. Yes, men. That's true. That's true. Man, men are such dogs. Women are such cats. Dogs and cats. You know. We live in a society. Men are dogs, women are cats, and I'm the mouse. Sorry, washing dishes. No worries. Alright. Meow. I hate this question because employment terms are very triggering for me, but I'll get through it. Well, guess what? It's a little something called dark humor, okay? Okay? Can't handle a little dark humor, liberal? Dark humor? It's dark humor. I know jobs are an awful concept. I'm getting a bit edgy here, but like, what can I say? I like to push boundaries. I like to say offensive things. I like to tell people to get jobs. I know, I'm really bigoted. I'm horrible. Thought dogs were loyal. What is a liberal? I don't know. I don't know what that means. It's just something I hear people say on the internet. So I'm just saying what other people say. Does a liberal like guns? Sometimes. Depends on the kind of liberal. Depends. Alright, where's the... I need new music, new music, new music. What are we doing? New music. We can do... What's that fucking game called? Yes, here we go. Not loud enough at all. Okay, that should be good. Here we go. Here we go. Let me know if it's too loud. My streamer's washed. No. What? I'm a... What did I throw that from? If only professional simping could be a job, I'd be so happy. Employment, you're pushing it there, buddy. Those are harsh topics. I don't know, I like to push boundaries, you know. I'm like Leafy, but worse. A bit loud. Okay. Turned it down. Is that good? That might still be a bit loud. I'm gonna put that down a bit. Okay, I put it down. Let me know if that's like too quiet. Tell me if this is okay now. I'd be rich if we count 2D men. Real. Alright, good stuff, good stuff. I'm gonna look at the answers now. Look at the answers. Where's it at? Alright. So yeah. Dream job. Let's see what you guys said. Good music will help me survive all the job talk. Hello, Belle. Welcome to the stream. It's been a little while. Glad you've made it back. Alrighty, so start reading these. It's as loud as your voice, if not a smidgen more, we can hear everything, so it's all good. I'll need to turn it down a bit then, because it shouldn't be louder than my voice. Okay, so hopefully that should be fine, right? If that's like still, if that's way too quiet, then tell me. I'm gonna read it out. Ollie, I'm glad to make it here on time for once. Hell yeah! Great to see you here. You have gun firing sounds in the background, please? Are you just you're so obsessed with guns. You keep saying that. You keep talking about guns. Alright. First response. Your dream job. Being an author. Written by Shea. Yeah, that is a good one. I think that is something a lot of people aspire to, because I think a lot of us want to have a, you know, get money for doing something creative, for creating something that people get to enjoy. Some people that's being an author, for some people that's like making video games, for some people that's making movies. An author's a good one, because, you know, it is a real job that some people have. That is how some people make their living. And, you know, if you're a creative person, you want to put your ideas out there, you have a passion for that stuff, so, like, why wouldn't you want to get paid for it? But, you know, it's a tough thing, because, like, it's not a job you can get easily. You know, you need to have a normal job, and then write hoping that someday it makes you rich, but it might never do that. And a lot of the time you're better off not expecting to get rich from it, because then that'll affect your writing. You're supposed to just write out of passion and fun. And then those people often end up becoming famous unexpectedly. But you know, that's... you know, it's complicated. I would, you know, I think I'd like being an author. The only issue is that I don't read books much. And it's hard to be an author. It's hard to write books if you don't read books. So that's partially why I'm better with, like, audio roleplays, because I kind of style my audio roleplays to be like anime or like movies and stuff, and those are things that I do consume a bit more. Hang on, my bottle is on the floor. I'm gonna go grab that. It's on the other side of the room. I would like to be an author too besides fanfics, but I noticed that I feel like I enjoy it more as a side hobby and actually have fun with it than making it a full-time job and feel pressured to meet deadlines. Feel pressure to meet deadlines. That is actually a very good point, because a lot of us might think that a certain thing would be like a dream job, but then once it becomes a job, it might become a lot less fun. And so in some cases, it might be better to keep your passion as just being a side thing instead of being your job. Because once it becomes your job, it becomes a responsibility, and then you have to keep track on it all the time. You know, you can't fall behind. You gotta, like, do things consistently, because that's what your money and your livelihood relies on. Where's the music gone? Come back. There we go. So, you know, are you technically one for your ASMR project? I don't think the right word would be author, right? Like, if you're a script writer, I don't think they call you an author. I think that's just like, we're just quibbling over definitions, though. I guess, in a sense, I'm an author, you know? Yeah, I'm back. Welcome back, Salad. And it's okay, I forgive you. That's why I don't want to be an artist as a job. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I'm a bit... You know, and actually, I've been thinking about this recently, right? Because I'm gonna answer, you know, I'll answer my own question here. This is my answer for the Menhera Monday question, which is, I think my dream job is being a YouTuber. Because who the hell doesn't want to get paid just to be a YouTuber and do cool YouTube things? But then the issue is, you know, like, you know, so I mean, the issue is that if you know, that might take away from the enjoyability of it if it's a job, you know? So, is that what I want? Should I maybe just do it? Should I just do it for funsies? And then see where that goes? And then... Because it's weird, right? Because I'm saying all this, but at the same time, a lot of the most popular YouTubers are people who never were trying to make it big, right? PewDiePie was never trying to make it big, and he became #1. He was just doing it for fun. Same with people like Markiplier and Jack Spadici and, what's someone else? You know, the freaking... You know, all these people, you know? A lot of the biggest YouTubers are people who didn't intend to get big, they just did it for fun. So, that might, ironically, that might be the best way for me to get big, is to stop caring about getting big and to just do it for fun, and to not make it my job. And then, funnily enough, it might become my job if I have that mentality. Swallow noises, our king is thirsty. True, the king is thirsty today. Peachy, where's my birthday sex? Oh my god. You guys are getting freaky in the chat again. They did it for fun, yeah, that's right. So I think the kind of approach that I want to take is that I think I just want to do it as like a for fun thing, but then at the back of my mind I'm going to be secretly hoping that I do end up becoming famous or something. But it's, you know, I also don't know if I don't need to become famous to be like happy with this. This isn't like, that's not necessary. But I would say that one of my goals is to, like... My big goal with YouTube is to get... to be big enough that I'm earning enough money from YouTube that I can reinvest that money into having an editor for my, you know, to edit my streams into, like, shorter videos. That's, like, one of my big goals. Because then I can be the kind of YouTuber, the kind of streamer that I want to be. Where even if people don't catch my streams, or maybe they're just not interested in live streams, they can still experience my personality and my gameplay and whatever in, like, more bite-sized little things, you know? And I'll be more like a traditional YouTuber at that point. They'll watch me the same way that they watch people like PewDiePie and Markiplier and all that, you know, just like normal, you know, like releasing videos that aren't like hours long that they can watch and just, you know. And so there'll be people who watch my live streams who, you know, watch for like hours, and then there'll be people who don't watch the live streams but just watch the content that's been edited down. That's sort of part of my vision for the kind of YouTuber I want to be. And so that is probably my biggest goal as a YouTuber, I would say, is to be doing well enough at streaming to where I can just use that money to pay an editor. Right? And I'd want to be earning all that money from streaming. Not even from my ASMR channel, I'd want to be earning that money from streaming because I don't want to be losing out money from any other place. You know, I want to just be earning enough from streaming that I can spend that money on an editor, and then I'm still making a profit on top of that. So that's my biggest goal, I would say, with streaming. But then I have like some like post-game goals, I would call them. So after that, if I get not mega popular, if I get popular enough to have an editor and stuff, my next goal would probably be like I would shoot for like being a fucking I don't know if I don't know if it's a realistic goal. Like 200k, right? 200k subs would be a nice like post-game goal. But you know, again, if I don't make it there, I could still be happy. It's just that's a post-game goal. But a goal I really do want is the whole being able to hire an editor thing. Because I want to have like I want people to experience my content even if they miss the streams. It kind of bothers me on a fundamental level that someone can miss a stream and then they've missed like critical Exhibit A lore. Like that kind of bothers me on some level, you know? Like, and obviously I don't blame the viewers at all, that's not what I mean. I just mean that I find it regretful that there's no way to just like... I mean, there is a way, that's the thing. It's not that there's no way, there is a way, which is to edit the stuff and to clip it and all that. The issue is that takes a lot of work, and I don't know if I want to handle all of that myself. I do it sometimes. You've seen me uploading a few clips lately. But, like, there's only so much that I can do. Especially now that I'm working a job, so... Anyway, been missing a lot of messages, but I'm just saying all sorts of things. Let's see. I mainly do it for fun. Yeah, it's good to do it for fun. Being a YouTuber in this day and age is very hard because most of the people just now watch slop. I could start making slop. Freak in the chat, what else is new? True. Freaky at the desky. That is true. Okay. Yeah, what the hell? Belle's not getting freaky with Peachy anymore? The heck, you've been betrayed! What the heck? Terrible, terrible. I'll be freaky with you if toys involved, but I still think I'm getting to know you, but until then, I'll always be your mood 8 dealer. I see. So you'll take a threesome, but you're not familiar enough with Peachy yet to just do it one-on-one. I guess that makes sense. You gotta get to know a person. You're the kind of person who needs to know a person a little bit before getting involved, you know? I get that. That's respectable. That's respectable. Hello, Bun. Welcome. Yes, I'm glad you're able to catch this stream. I guess you're not you're not able to really catch them too much before. I'm glad you've managed to make it to this one, though. What industry do you work in? For now, I'm just gonna not really reveal what my job's about, because I don't want to be like... I don't want to, like, accidentally reveal too much, because there's certain things that I probably shouldn't reveal, because, especially shouldn't reveal, like, the company that I work at, in case, because then my actions reflect the company, and then if I do something weird on stream, it's like, my company might get mad at me for freaking, you know, representing them horribly. They're like, oh, the fucking weird-ass crazy incest gooner VTuber works at the freaking, the place. And so, yeah, that'd just be really, that'd just make a horrible impression of the company. Exhibit is actually the CEO of Sex. Trigger warning work. That's true. That is actually what I am. Damn, you exposed me. This is, yeah. I'm gonna miss so many messages. I'm sorry, guys, if I miss messages. It's so hard to keep track. Imagine Exhibit doing a cooking stream. Hell yeah. I mean, I mostly just cook meats. That's the main thing I know how to cook. I can fry nice meats, right? I can fry good steak, pork chops, eggs. It tastes pretty good. But I wouldn't say I'm very good at making anything more, like, complex than that. What company wouldn't love their workers doing incest online? So it works for his local Catholic church. True, true. That is what the Catholic Church does. So it works for Lethal Company. That'd be fucking brutal. That'd be so brutal. Just like 19 people? Oh, hell yeah. Let me take a look. It's down to 14 right now. Alright. Please put Subway Surfers in all your clips. Sure. No, that's a message from way back when. What am I doing? Alright. Wait, Oh, Shay said she had to go. Bye-bye, Shay. I'm sorry. You're probably not here anymore. Man, I hate missing messages. Oh, Father, I've sinned. I'm this close to committing incest art between you and Peachy. You should... Please do. Please do. I would not be against that. Please do that. I would be honored. Incest art. Wow. Yes. Yes, Peachy wants it too. Come on, yeah. You gotta do it now. You gotta do it now, Belle. Did we only read one answer? Yeah. That's just how Menhera Monday works. Don't worry about it. Alright, we're still gonna read more. Don't worry. Alright, I haven't been reading more answers. I'm trying to read all of chat and not miss messages, but I've probably missed so many even with that. So I'm just gonna keep with the answers. Okay. What is your dream job? Cock. You heard that right. I want to work with cock. Not for cock, but with cock. I want to work with cock any day and any time. Even cocks that are in cages. Written by Zana. Zana! Zana! Could have sworn earlier you were like, oh, I wonder if there's a cock answer. Yeah. I wonder who wrote this. Stop playing dumb. Stop playing dumb. How many answers did you get this week? I have 19 of them. It was 16 of them before stream started. Some extra have been added after stream started. So a sex worker. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Zana, if you want to prostitute yourself, all the more power to you. I support it. We support sex workers in here. You wanna, you know, we're gonna... Spider agrees he loves playing with cock. So true. You ever thought women can't be as down bad? Listen, if there's one thing you're gonna learn from being in the Exhibit A fanbase, it's that women can be just as desperate as men, if not more. This is how it goes. This is how the story goes. I'm curious what you thought about my answer last week about me not wanting to die a virgin. I found it really interesting, considering that, like, you seem... You seem like the kind of person who would not be, like, super lewd, but then your answer was, like, on the opposite end of that. I was like, damn. I thought that's the kind of thing you would have, like, not, like, thought about or prioritized in that kind of way, but... Because, I mean, yeah, as you say, you are more innocent than anyone in here. But even you, even the fucking... It's literally that meme, like, least horny Exhibit A fan, right? Least horny Exhibit A fan wants to freaking, like, fuck someone real bad. But it's also interesting how you specified it has to be someone you like, right? You didn't want to, like, just fuck anyone. It had to be, like, someone that you like. I'm innocent too? Are you? Perhaps. I quoted the Bible last time. Yes, you did. You did. Yeah, I guess it's true. It's true. You are more innocent than the others. Hey, bro, I'm not freaky. Ignore me asking Peachy for birthday sex. Oh my god, yeah. I wanted to post an answer that would make people go, huh? That answer was from her? Yeah, I mean, that was my reaction. It's like what? Tess of all people? I guess you are secretly, you do have a freaky side. You may be more innocent than everyone else here, but you've got a side to yourself that is, you know, this freaky. And, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you may be the least freaky Exhibit A fan, but you're still an Exhibit A fan. And Exhibit A fans are all freaky. None of you are exceptions to this. I want to take the rice purity test, but do it alongside the Peachy Moxie stream when I do it. Yeah, you can do that. There's 19 answers, there's 20? Well, now there's 20. There's 19 when I said that. Alright, reading the next one. Read the next one. Free for guns, does that count? I guess, but just don't be putting them up your ass, okay? That's dangerous. What is your dream job? I'm unable to have a proper job/work, but what my dream job is, if I could work, is to be a singer or even an actress on the West End. I wish I could work, but I mentally and physically could never keep a job. Written by Zana. Yeah, singer's also another big one that people would love to be. It's like, you know, there's people out there who get paid so much, millions, bajillions, for doing fun things. And it's like, it's easy to be jealous of that, because, you know, why would you want to work at a horrible, you know, draining job where you're doing things you don't care about, when there's other people out there earning money for having the time of their lives, you know, being cool, being creative, creating stuff that influences the world, being famous, you know? And it's easy to be envious of that. But, you know, it's important to recognize that a lot of these rich people, a lot of these, like, singers and whatever, singers, actors, whatever, not all of them are actually happy. A lot of us equate money and success to happiness. A lot of these rich people aren't actually happy. A lot of them are, like, really depressed. A lot of them have horrible drug addictions, because, like, if you have that much money, there's nothing stopping you from just buying as much of that as you want. And, you know, there's a certain amount of money that you can have to alleviate bad things, and in that sense, money can buy happiness. It's like, if the reason why you're unhappy is because you're in fucking poverty and you're starving, then yes, money will buy you happiness. But if you're like an ordinary person who has enough money to like live semi-comfortably, money won't buy you happiness. It depends on your mindset, on who you are. If you're not happy with what you have right now, you're not going to be happy when you get rich. That's not how it works. Because yes, when you initially get rich, things are going to feel really good, and there's going to be a novelty to that, because like you're used to not being rich. You're like, holy shit, I'm rich now, I can do anything. But guess what? After a few years, that will become your new normal. And then it won't feel great anymore. It'll just feel normal. And you'll feel the way, and then you'll just feel the same way you did before. Because everything's become your new normal. You're not going to appreciate how different your life is, because you've gotten used to it, right? And so the only way to make it so that you would appreciate that, the only way to become the kind of person who would enjoy being rich, is to enjoy what you have now. Now, I say that with the exception of people in extreme poverty, because again, if you are in extreme poverty, then money can buy happiness, because you're probably fucking depressed as hell because of how horrible your circumstances are, right? Or I won't say probably, but that might be a reason why you're unhappy. But, you know, if you're someone who is in stable circumstance, semi-stable, I'll even say, money doesn't buy happiness. It's not how it works. At the end of the day, the thing that determines whether you're happy or not is you and your approach to things. It's not always circumstances. Circumstances can affect how happy you are, but those circumstances are less to do with things like money and wealth and power and those sorts of like materialistic things. It's more to do with who do you have in your life, you know, friends, lovers, things like that. That will make a difference in your life. That will make you happier. So, you know, if you want to change your life in the sense like you want to have more friends, you want to have more of a social life, you want to have something in your life that's meaningful, that brings you joy, that's something good to aspire to. But aspiring to simply be rich isn't a good idea if if the only reason you're aspiring to that is because you think it'll make you happy. It won't. The hard truth of it is that getting rich doesn't make you happy. Right? Again, the exception is if you're in poverty. If you're in poverty, yes, it'll probably make you happier. You might think, oh, you know, if I have more money, I'll be able to do more cool things. Right? And so that'll make me happier. It's like, I'll spend the money on things that'll make me happy. I have more potential, more things I can do. Right now, I can't do many things because I don't have the money. It's like, if I have the money, I can do those things. But, you know, that's not... You'll find yourself, you know, if anything, with like too much to do, right? People, before they get rich, they have that mentality. And then whenever they do get rich, they get bored of it. Because that's just how it works. It's like, there's this... Our brains are very good at tricking us into valuing the wrong things. Money is one of the things in the world that people want the most. And yet, consistently, people who get that money don't even end up necessarily being happy. So it's like nature has tricked us into wanting the wrong things. And then we allow ourselves to be tricked by that and to chase after it, even though that's not really what matters. Now here's the thing. I also do want to get rich, right? But at the end of the day, I don't believe that that's the determining factor in whether I'll be happy or not. And, you know, while I do want money so I can do lots of cool things, so I can travel more, so I can sort of, you know, achieve my dream of being able to do whatever I want and go anywhere I want and just having this ultimate freedom and not having to work and stuff. At the end of the day, that's not what will make me happy. What might make me happy, though, is the journey. Because I have that as my goal, and there's things that I'm going to do in the pursuit of that goal, right? So I want to get rich, I want to be financially independent, I want to be able to do stuff. Because I have that goal, I'm going to chase it, I'm going to do things, I'm going to work hard on things in order to get there. That, funnily enough, will probably contribute more to my happiness, more to my overall fulfillment in life, than the actual goal. So, if I just won the lottery tomorrow, and I got rich without having to work for it, I wouldn't say no to it. But in the long run, I don't know if that would actually make me happy. In fact, it's been shown consistently that people who win the lottery actually end up being very depressed a lot of the time. It doesn't make them happy. People don't end up happy when they win the lottery. And that's the funny thing. Because that's you're gaining money for free, but that's the bad part. It's the fact you're getting it for free. If you get rich by working hard and like going on an adventure to obtain that wealth, then you could actually end up being happy from that. I know I just said that money doesn't make you happy, but the journey can make you happy. Because you've had an adventure in your life and you've had experiences that have made you grow and develop and that you feel proud of. But if you win the lottery, none of that applies. So, so it's okay to want to be rich, but don't think of being rich as like the thing that will make you happy. If anything, it's probably the journey to get there. And that's how you should think of it. You should understand that oftentimes the journey is more important than the destination. So, keep that in mind, is what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm done donating plasma, so gotta go. Bye. I love you all. Alright, bye-bye, Peachy. I hope things have gone well. You're probably not hearing me anymore, but I hope things have gone well for you. Imagine all the Discord kittens I could have with money. Yes. I have so many messages to catch up on. I want to like sit and ramble, but then I miss so many messages. Alright, speedrun. Or let's read the last few. I think the difference too with the lottery is that a lot of them get addicted to substances because they're trying to constantly chase that high winning the lottery. Yeah, that's true, because like nothing tops that, right? It's like no accomplishment. It's a curse, because if you win the lottery, no accomplishment that you ever do will be good enough for you, because what could possibly top getting rich? You'll draw a cool paint. You'll make a cool painting, and then it'll look good, and then you'll show it to people, and then you'll try to sell it. You'll try to like get money for your art, but then you'll just be like, this is nothing compared to that time I won the lottery. You'll win a race. You'll be super fast. You'll be super speedy. You'll maybe dream of being like an athlete, earning money from your running and shit. Then you'll think, this doesn't compare to when I won the lottery. It doesn't. And then anything you do, anything you accomplish, it's like it'll feel so hollow. I've experienced this to like a lesser degree with like my YouTube stuff, right? I feel like at times I have a harder time appreciating my growth on my VTuber channel because I'm used to the growth I've had on my ASMR channel, right? Because my ASMR channel is a lot bigger than my VTuber channel. And so sometimes I have to ground myself and remind myself that actually, getting like a couple of extra viewers in a stream is actually a really impressive thing. And that's something that I should like pat myself on the back for. That's something I should feel accomplished over. Even though on my ASMR channel, I'm used to getting more views than that. Right? But that's different, because again, that's something I actually worked for. In the case of the lottery, it's even worse, because like, you're going to feel so unaccomplished in your life. You're going to be like, nothing I ever do will live up to that. And your life, it could ruin your life. It could genuinely ruin your life. If I did win the lottery, I would pay off my student debts and bills. Hell yeah. It sucks that people even have debts like that. The world is designed to like exploit people who like need things. Like the cost of like college and university in America does not need to be as high as it is. It doesn't have to be that high in order to fund itself and stay afloat. The only reason it's that expensive is because they can make it expensive, and because it gets them lots of profit. That's the only reason they do it. It doesn't have to be that expensive. It's simply that they're intentionally exploiting students because they know they'll get away with it, and they know it'll work, and they know that people will pay it, and they know that the government is there, to give them loans. And that because those loans are available, people are just going to take them, and then they're going to end up in debt. So they're just taking advantage of people. Yeah. Anyway, I've missed so... Should I give up on reading every message, bro? Okay. Listen. If you wrote stuff during my ramble earlier, and I missed it, you can send it again. If you said anything important, you can send it again, because I'm not going to go back to read everything. I read a study about how being poor can sometimes help with depression linked to chemical imbalance in the brain because you have something to blame, quote-unquote, and work towards. Yeah. Yeah, it's like you have something to blame your, like, difficulty on, you know? Like, I can see that. I wouldn't know much about that, though. Yeah, it's like, actually, you know what? That's another thing I can ramble about, right? That's another thing. So, with... Sometimes it's better to struggle in bad circumstances than to struggle in quote-unquote good circumstances. So if you're poor, and your life is terrible, and you're struggling, then at least it feels meaningful. You're like, oh, I'm struggling because the life is difficult and the world is difficult, but if I work hard and I overcome this and I'll become stronger, I'll become better, and I'll overcome. And, you know, this'll add to my character. That's the thought you can have. If you're rich and your life is perfect and nothing bad is happening to you, but you're still depressed, that's worse in a way. Because how do you fix that? You can't fix that. What are you going to do? Get richer? What are you going to do? Work harder? What are you going to do? Make your life more perfect? No. That's not going to work. Because your life's already perfect, but you're depressed for some reason. So what are you going to do? That's the issue. We're sort of built to struggle. You know? We're built to struggle. Because whenever we're going to suffer either way. Whether we're poor or whether we're rich, whether our circumstances are good or whether they're bad, we're going to struggle. But if our circumstances are bad and we're struggling, then at least we can ground that and understand that and use it to build ourselves. But if we're suffering and our circumstances are great, that's kind of worse, because how do you fix that? And so the fundamental problem there with the rich person who's depressed, it's not even just the fact that he's rich, right? It's not that being rich just consistently makes you depressed all the time. It's just a flaw with how we humans think about things. You know? You need to just learn to appreciate what you have at all times. You know, you need to be able to ground yourself in that. And you need to, if your life is too easy, what you need to do is you need to give yourself struggles. Now that might sound weird. Why would I want to give myself struggles? Isn't the aim of life to get rid of struggles? Well, no, it's not actually. If your life is already a struggle, you don't need to worry about that, right? If you're already struggling day to day, you don't need to worry about that. If your life is too easy though and you're depressed, you need to make it harder, right? You need to make it harder. Now, by that, I don't mean like cutting off your leg and now your life is harder, right? I don't mean like freaking sabotaging things that are really important just to make life difficult. What I mean is you need to choose to engage in a meaningful form of difficulty. That can be any number of different things. It could be going to the gym. Going to the gym is difficult. It might even make you suffer. It might make you feel pain, but you are doing it for a reason, and you're doing it voluntarily. So, you will... That's one thing you can do. Now, that won't work for everyone, but that is one idea. That is one thing you can do. Another thing is just, you know, I don't know. Some people join the fucking military, okay? That's not for everyone either. It's not even something I'm recommending, but that's what some people do. You know, you need to give yourself difficulty if your life is too difficult. Maybe it's, you know, if you're living in if you're like 30 years old, living in your parents' house, and you don't have a job, and your life is easy, and you're wondering, Why am I depressed even though my life is easy and I have literally everything? Like, my parents just give me anything I ask for, and I don't have to work a day in my life. I can just sit in my room and play video games. Why am I depressed? It's because it's too easy. So what do? You go out and get a job. Because then, even though it's difficult, you're actually going to make yourself happier in the long run, because that difficulty will give you fulfillment. And it'll make everything so much more valuable. So, listen, this whole conversation's come back full circle. We've come back to jobs, right? That's part of the reason why you should get a job, even if you have everything provided for you. You know? So I hope everything I've said here makes sense. Gosh, I've missed so many messages. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's see. I said my message again, and yet he's never going to end up reading it, lol. Ramble exhibit, I enjoy the rambling. I'm glad you like it. Alright, I'm going to go backwards. Here you go again, making stupid jokes. I haven't seen your joke yet. Struggles can be difficult goals. Yes, you can set big goals for yourself, right? That's one thing you can do. Just put yourself in a position where you have to struggle, but it's like voluntarily put yourself in that position. And then, you know, have it be a goal that's worth achieving where you get something good from it. But then you have to work hard to get there. Make it something, you know, attainable. We all know what he's choosing. I don't... What do you mean? I'm a little quieter because I'm trying to do 4 things simultaneously, but I'm definitely here. No worries, Toy. Exhibit slime your day ones, you get 500 pieces of incest fan art. What does slime mean again? In this context? If I won the lottery, the money would be put to good use. I'd buy a nice house in the country, get a bunch of games, put a lot of money towards utilities, and send some money to a real charity. Hell yeah, that's good. I have respect for, like, you know, well-off people who, like, actively try to, like, help the world with their money, you know? Because, like, a lot of rich people don't do that. I don't think it's wrong to be rich. I just think that, you know, with great power comes great responsibility. If you have a lot of money, you should start to use it for something. Otherwise, it is, you know, greedy. You should do something for the world. Doesn't have to be any specific thing, just, you know, you try to do something. Because, like, some people out there, even if they gave, like, 1% of their wealth, they would change the world. But then they just don't. It's crazy. Wrote a song about who I wanted to be. Job. But years later, I now realize I can't work when I gained... Later now, I realize I can't work when I gained my disability benefit, otherwise the government will take away my disability benefits. Ah, shit, really? Oh. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I love Belgium for this. The government hates us, but at least we don't have to pay that much for education. Yeah, I think it's good for education to be, like, free. There's a lot of countries that do, like, free education. They do, like, free... Not just free, like, high school and stuff. They do, like, free university and college. Which I think should also be the standard, you know? Instead of fucking America's fucky-wucky way of doing it. Where everyone's in debt horribly. What is happening to him? Whatever. Anyway. Well, I'd make my game and hire a great team and voice actors. Alright, and then Random left. Bye-bye, Random. You're not seeing this anymore. I can confirm that I had to take a psychology class based on how to be happy during a really extreme stress period that almost ruined me and my grades. Barely passed it. But passed it. Awesome. Working can be fun, but the government would take away my disability and benefit. Like, oh, yeah. Alright. Okay. I think I've seen... Alright, I caught up somehow. Holy crap. Okay. I saw all the messages. Next answer, please. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up on everything. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to read the next answer. We're only on number 3, bro. Your dream job. Teaching. More specifically, a psychology teacher, because I find that interesting. Plus, you get many days off, shorter work days, and here in Canada, you get paid $100K a year. Already had a few experiences teaching prior to college, too. I still remember for a geography project in high school, we had to make a presentation about a country. And part of that presentation was a quiz you had to make. I made the entire quiz. One of the questions I made for it was, finish the sentence. China's relationship with sports is deeply... One of the wrong answers I put was Polish and cultural. Someone ended up clicking it, and genuinely raging on it for about a minute. Funniest shit I've ever seen. It was hard to not laugh. Anyways, once I'm out of college, the hope is that I can get to doing this. Interesting. Yeah, your dream job is teaching. Yeah. Now, unlike the other jobs that people have suggested so far, teaching is a lot more attainable, right? That's a lot easier to get compared, you know, being a singer as a job. You need to get like famous, right? You have to strike gold with that. And same with like the other stuff that was mentioned. Teaching though, that's like something you can get trained for, and you know, plenty of people become teachers. So you should go for that then. You know, you should definitely try for that because that's something very attainable. It's not a pipe dream by any means. You know, it's psychology teacher. And then you say in Canada you get paid 100k a year, which is great. Because one of my concerns when first reading this was, you know, like, teaching doesn't pay well in a lot of countries. They get underpaid. They don't really value it as a profession. And most people who become teachers do it because they want to be teachers because they are passionate about it. But they have to like just ignore. They have to endure the fact that the pay isn't where it should be for the amount of work you're doing. So, but that's great. I'm glad Canada's paying that well. You know, that's a good thing. So you're all set. You don't have any of the downsides of being a teacher that like other countries have with like the low pay. That's good. That's very good. I wish being a teacher in the state wasn't so buns. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Teaching's certainly easier than being a singer. I mean, in terms of the action itself, no, but getting paid for it, yeah, is easier. Yes, that's why I'm a foreign languages teacher and not pursuing my singer dream. Yeah, being a I don't know if this is what you're doing. If you're a teacher in a non-English speaking country and you teach English, you can get paid a lot. So that's good. I don't know if that's what you're doing, or if you just mean that you teach foreign languages in your home country. Oh, I have a family that works in my local elementary school, and it's buns here in the US. That doesn't surprise me. That's part of the homophobic teacher story you told us about. What? Alright. Yeah, I'm mostly caught up with all the messages. Yeah. In Belgium, the government also hates teachers, lowering their pay and benefits every other year. Damn. Yeah, they just hate teachers pretty much. Alright. What is your dream job? Being the sugar baby of a hot young sugar daddy, and or sell people's organs. Just kidding, mostly. Now for real, I'm pretty satisfied with the jobs I've had, and currently have, and I'm also studying careers I like. But one frustrated dream I have is being a singer. Not just in international choirs or national bands like I've already done before as a hobby, but like actually make a career out of it. I guess I wanted to be like an idol, not just for singing but also dancing, acting, and modeling. I've done all those before, but as hobbies, not as a career, because as the golden child in my family, I have huge expectations of doing great things, and even if they acknowledge my talent, I'm not sure I want to take the risks and all that it takes to be a known singer. So I've just settled to do all the other things I like, but singing is my #1 passion. Written by Sarah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think, yeah, being an idol, there's an appeal in that, right? You want to be... Not only do you want to like sing and dance and perform, because that's like just a fun thing to do, you also want to be famous, you want to be loved. I can relate to that. I'm a fucking attention whore, okay? I would love to be famous. I would love if my YouTube gets famous someday. Because like, attention feels good. It feels good to be loved by like lots of people, you know, to know that they all, you know, support you and, you know, care about what you do, you know? It's a good feeling, and it makes sense that people want it. It's like, it's part of our evolution, it's part of our nature to want that. It's not necessarily healthy to be like obsessed with that. There's bad things that can come from that. But, you know, I can't speak against that, Because if I did, I'd be a hypocrite. Because I chase popularity. I like popularity. But you know, it's like, it's a thing. It's a thing. The thing is with yeah, you mentioned, I'm not sure I want to take all the risks that it takes to be a known singer. And I very much get that, because, like, that is the downside of being famous, right? The upside of being famous is that you feel like you're on top of the world. Like, so many people love you. It's like, you know, our evolutionary biology makes us want to be loved by people, because that's how you survive, right? It's like the whole fucking, you know, we feel good when we're liked by those around us, right? And typically that applies to, like, smaller groups where, like, we want, you know, like, the freaking, you know, monkeys in the wild, you know, the primate that's, like, liked by the other primates and is, like, respected, you know, it gets higher doses of serotonin in its brain because it's fulfilling its sort of purpose, right? Right? It's like, and then the ones who aren't popular, the ones who are, like, bullied and shunned aside, you know, they're freaking sad and depressed as hell, right? You know, and humans are like that too. It's just part of our, like, biology, right? We long to be liked because it tends to bring, like, survival advantages. Now, obviously, now that we have society, you know, popularity doesn't necessarily determine your level of survival. I suppose it kind of does in terms of, like, riches and stuff, but, like, you know, we're not as reliant on that kind of thing for survival. But we still have that instinct left over. You know, we want to be liked. But then the idea of being liked by, like, millions of people, that's not something that our evolutionary biology accounted for. You know, we don't actually, you know, when we were living out in the wild, when we were still, like, hunting and gathering, that was not possible. That was not even a thing that was possible. You know, no monkey living in the wild, no freaking animals living in the wild will ever experience that. But we live in a freaking society where people can experience being loved by millions of people. And the amount of fucking dopamine that hits your brain when that happens is, like, it's unnatural, because the brain is not even designed to comprehend that, and yet it happens. So it's no wonder we want that, because, like, gosh, it's a drug. You know, it's a drug. Popularity is a drug. Because we're actually celebrities overdose on the drug known as popularity, you know? Popularity, in evolutionary terms, is supposed to only be like, oh, your group likes you. Oh, all 10 people in your tribe love you. You feel great. You're like the top of your tribe. You're the leader. Everyone respects you the most. Or maybe everyone in your village respects you the most. Or, well, you know. But millions of people? That's like an overdose, right? It's like, oh, it feels like, you know, it's drugs. Popularity is drugs, you know. So that's why people want to be famous so bad. But anyway, the thing is, you mentioned that there's risks with being a singer, with being, like, known, being famous, and that's definitely true. And that's why I don't want to be, like, famous while showing my real identity. You know, that's why I'm a VTuber. I want to be anonymously famous. I want to have all the benefits of being famous without any of the downsides. I want to live like Hannah Montana. I want the best of both worlds. I want to go on the internet, be famous, everyone loves me, everyone thinks I'm cool. It's all great. I get to live like a celebrity. But then I turn off the camera, I turn off the computer, I go outside, I go to a coffee shop, I drink a coffee, and no one in the coffee shop knows who I am. I want both. Right? But you can't do that if you show your face, if you're a singer, right? Because then you go to a coffee shop and everyone's asking for your autograph. Alright? People are stalking you. People are going through trying to sneak into your house so that they can look in your underwear drawer. Right? That's the kind of life that you live if you're, like, actually famous. That's not what I want. I want the Hannah Montana life. Even if you don't look for your face, tons of weirdos will still look for information about you because they think they're entitled to it. Yeah, it'll happen. Thing is, though, like, when it comes to, like, VTubing and all that, I know that there's a strong possibility that someday my face will leak in some way. That happens a lot with VTubers. But I think it's, I'm not too bothered by that, because as long as people have to go out of their way to find it, I think that's different. Like, if people, it's one thing if you're famous and your face is your icon, right? Like you're a face cam streamer. People will recognize you in public. But if you're a VTuber and your face has been leaked, but people have to go out of their way to find it, yes, some people will know who you are, a lot of people will know who you are, but you'll probably still, most of the time, not be recognized in public. So, you know, VTubers, big VTubers, like, you know, there's a couple of people in HoloLive where you know, you can actually find their real-life faces if you look it up and you go searching for it. But most people still don't know what they look like. When you think of, like, any one of those VTubers, you think of the character. You think of their model. So I don't think it really matters that their faces have been leaked, because you have to go out of your way to find that face. And also, VTubing is very much a culture where people actively try to protect people's identities, right? So the good thing about being a VTuber, and the good thing about this culture, is that they're very respectful. And so, yeah, there'll be the weirdos who sort of go try to, like, like expose that and hunt it down and stuff. But then other people are like, the real fans who sort of care about the VTubers usually say, yeah, their face has been leaked, but please don't show it here. Please don't, don't talk about it. Don't talk about their real life identity. Yeah, it's out there, but, like, don't talk about it. You know, it's like, you're not allowed to talk about it in VTuber circles. You're not allowed to expose people's identities in VTuber circles. You get in trouble for that. So that is sort of like, that's good for me, because if my face ever gets leaked, which there's a very good chance it will someday, yeah, you'll be able to find it if you go out of your way for it, but most people still won't know because of the VTubing culture that, like, discourages people from, like, spreading that around. I don't think you'll ever show us your face on purpose, but how would you feel if we try to draw IRL you just based on our headcanons? I'd be okay with that. You totally can. I could even try, like, describing myself, you know? I could try describing myself to you, and then you can, like, draw me, right? I'll do that right now. I'll try to, like, describe myself, and then maybe you can draw a good out of me. So, basically, I'm, like, extremely attractive and sexy, and I've got, like, a fucking 8-pack, and my freaking, I've, like, roaring muscles, okay? They're so good, right? And then, yeah, I'm like, and whenever I, like, smile, like, these little sparkly effects come up. It's super cool. It's super cool. So draw that if you'd like. I'm really good looking. I actually have, part of the reason why I have to use the VTuber model is that my real life self is just too attractive. Because, like, the camera always, like, it just, like, kind of bugs out whenever I'm on camera, because it's, like, it's too good. The camera can't handle it, so I have to use a VTuber model. That's the other reason I'm a VTuber. I did a really good IRL pic of Exhibit in his art section a while ago. Which one was that? Feel free to post it again. Maybe people use masks? Yes. I would know that better than anyone. I don't just live a double life, bro. I live a fucking triple, quadruple life, okay? I have more secrets than non-secrets at this point. You know? Like, there's... It's so weird. I meet people at like, work and whatever, and it's like, it's so... I have to resist the urge to talk about my channel and stuff, because, like, that's one of the bigger things going on in my life. It's like... I have to talk to people without talking about my main hobbies. Right? There's these huge parts of my life that I'm not allowed to talk about. It's rough. Ugh. It's like, you know, YouTubing is such a big part of who I am, so not being able to talk about that, it's like, it's so limiting. It's like, okay, what do I tell them about me? I play games, I watch movies, I watch... It's like... It's not very interesting. And, like, people are gonna think I'm so boring. But it's not. I'm not boring. I'm actually really interesting. Okay? But I just can't tell you the interesting stuff, because I can't have you knowing that I'm a fucking... YouTuber, because then you're gonna ask what the channel is, and then you're gonna see me talking about fucking incest, and then my people at work are gonna know that I talk about incest, and then I don't know if it'll get me fired necessarily, but, like, it's gonna be fucking weird. Looks like got a bit more of an audience. Yes, looks like it. Hell yeah, 18. 18 viewers. Yeah. Keep dreaming exhibit. Nah, it's true. Also, Belle, when you said thanks for the fan art idea, weren't you saying that after I was talking about freaking, like, someone looking through freaking underwear drawers? Is that what you want to draw? You want to draw me looking through underwear drawers? I mean, you could draw that. That is something I'd do. I'm actually Exhibit's co-worker. We all know you like incest, bro. That's the main reason you were hired. Really? Oh my god. Incest company? No way. Yeah, Exhibit's like a cool secretive person that does secrety stuff. Hell yeah. You gotta be careful what you tell people about yourself. Sometimes they really try to use it against you. That's true, yeah. That's something I gotta be careful of. Might get fucking blackmailed. Okay. Why is bro just describing me? Yeah, it's true. You also look like that, Salad. Good thing I respect a person's privacy. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I don't even think it's like inherently wrong to like if there's a leak of like a VTuber's face and it's like kind of out in the open if you look for it. I don't think it's wrong to look at it, but just don't spread it, right? Don't try to like make it a big thing. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's questionable, right? Like, should you really be looking at that? But it's kind of complicated because like sometimes they actually do want to be found. Like in the case of like Mori Calliope's alter ego, she's fine with people knowing about it, but she just can't say it for like contractual reasons. And a lot of the people who watch her other alternate channel actually know about. They pretty much all know about, Mori Calliope. So, but she just uses that other account to do stuff that's like that she wouldn't necessarily be allowed to do in Hololive, It's complicated, I think at the end of the day, the important thing is that you don't go around spreading it. That's the important part. Idea number 4, I'll be in the house sitting soon, so I'll have all the time in the world to draw. Belle, I especially look forward to seeing your freaking, like, incest art of me and Peachy. That is going to be wonderful. But I look forward to all of your images. I'm looking forward to this. You're doing me proud here. Alright. I'm only on number 5. How long has the stream been going? How long has the stream been going? 1 hour and 11 minutes. Okay, I'm going to try to speed up a little bit. Your dream job. Servant. Will Bark, in brackets. Written by a certain Bernice White fan. Ah, yes, unknown. Yo, unknown's willing to be a servant. Does anyone want to take the job? Or anyone want to, like, give him, sorry, offer him the job? Anyone want to do, any takers? Any takers? We never finishing all the answers? We will. I'll speed up as we go along. Yeah. Alright. Viewers too much the streamer? True. Alright. We're going straight on the next one. Dream job. Okay, what is your dream job? I don't know if this is a job necessarily, but making comic books seems like so much fun, but I always struggle to stay consistent with drawing. I don't know, I'm weird. Written by Salad. No, that's actually great, though. That's a great idea. And yes, it is a job, because a lot of people, like, do that as, like, their main way to make money. That is a job. Yeah, like, I feel you when you say you struggle to stay consistent. I struggle to stay consistent with writing, even though I love the idea of putting my ideas out there and putting my creativity out there and people liking things that I've created. I love the idea of that, but I'm so inconsistent with it. So I get that. It's very much, when you're an artist and you're a creator, you sort of have a love-hate relationship with your art, you know? Because you hate it, but you love to hate it. And that's just what it's like to be someone who creates. That's the life. Yeah. But yeah, definitely, that'd be, you know, it's good to have a job doing something creative and fun. Alright, next answer. What's your dream job? Acting, because I want to be the hero to someone, just like my favorite actors and actresses were to me. I know that acting is really hard, and I'm short, but I would love to be an actress. Written by Riku. Yeah, again, you know, we all want to be popular and well-known, but this one, this putting an emphasis on, like, being people's hero. And I get that, too. Like, it's, you know, the idea that you are someone's, like, hero, that you're someone that someone looks up to, that someone, like, aspires to be like. That's a good feeling, too, and that, you know, it's a very... That's something that I aspire to too, as well. I want to be the kind of person that people look up to. That people are like, yo, he's so awesome. I want to be like him. He's great. You know, that's what I aspire to as well. So I feel that. I feel that. You know, it feels good to be someone to someone at the end of the day. I can be the servant. I see. I don't want to be my servant. The only requirement is the maid dress. Ooh. How good is your food? That is the main question. Like, my food can be good whenever I, fry stuff. That's really the only way I know how to make good stuff, though. Graham wants to be your owner, unknown. Oh, really? Graham. Graham's not here to be all angry right now, it looks like. Make that comment. Salad. Yeah, you definitely should do it, Salad. Go make it. Maybe do a catch-up Minhara day if we run out of time. That way you have another week to come up with another Minhara Monday question for the week after. You think that'd be a good idea? I guess I could do that someday, maybe. We have time. First job, measuring out the maid outfit for you. We need to get you one that's both cute and workable, and hell yeah. Draw, apparently. Take that back. Okay, Graham did see it. Alright, well, you know, whenever I get rich, I'm gonna want to hire some like maids and butlers, so any of you wanna, you know, sign up for that in advance, I'd be very happy to take you on. I would love to have a bunch of maids and butlers working for me. You all have to wear, very skimpy clothing. Right? You have to wear skimpy maid dresses. Yeah. If you're a girl, you'll wear the skimpy maid dress. And if you're a guy, you'll wear the skimpy maid dress. So yeah. Yeah, anyway. I'll be your bodyguard if you need one. Heck yeah. We need some bodyguards. Can I please have both a maid and butler outfit? Hell yeah. Most definitely. You'd make a good maid, Belle. I volunteer. Yes, Spider! Put on the maid dress! Tessa's like, hell no. Why are you asking the Mexicans to be the maids and butlers, bro? The girls wear suits and the guys wear dresses. No, I want everyone to wear dresses. Dresses are cute. But, well, no, you can wear suits are an option, okay? Okay. The women are allowed to wear suits, but... Alright, the women can choose between suits and dresses, but the men can only wear dresses. You know, it's like... It's kind of... What? Guys don't wear suits. That's for women. What do you... Why'd you do that? No. Alright. He's picking on the Latinxes again. Yeah, it just never stops. What can I say? I'm just so prejudiced. You call them all the same, like all the guys James or Sebastian, and all the girls have to be called, I don't know, Sister Joy or something? What's the stereotype name for just maids? I don't know. Men should only wear suits? Nah, nah, nah. Okay, you want to know something? Alright? When a woman cross-dresses, it's not really considered cross-dressing, because people don't really consider it weird for women to wear suits and stuff, right? You know? So it's not really cross-dressing. So therefore, cross-dressing is actually the most manly thing you can do, because only men can do it. You know? I've said that before. I'm just repeating my jokes, bro. I'm such a freaking broken record. Oh, man. So much running through my brain. Having to keep track of so much. Alright. Yeah. It's a good point. Yeah, I know, it is. I won't put anything suspicious in the drinks. Man, now I'm disappointed. Everyone misses your harm farming, so please let us go back someday. Maybe. I tend to not be as interested in Minecraft nowadays, but I could consider it. This is turning into Finster territory. I haven't got a girl model yet, so we're not quite there. I remember reading this one post where it was the men who wore kilts. Actually, see, the design of it was made to hide weapons underneath. That's how most Scots won their wars. Oh, yeah. Because everyone was laughing at them, not noticing 20 swords underneath it. Yeah. Interesting. I didn't know that. It's cool. But yeah, that does go to show how, like, a lot of that stuff is, like, arbitrary, right? It's like... skirts are, like, a women thing because of just how society's ordered. And then some societies, you have skirts for guys, but they're not called skirts, you know? No girl model? Unsub. I think I actually still have Peachy's model, but I shouldn't use it on this channel, because, you know, remember from the April Fool's Day where I swapped places with her and pretended to be her on her stream. I shouldn't use it on my channel because copyright. She has the rights to use it on her channel because she bought it and paid money for it, but I don't have the right to use it on my channel necessarily, so there might be trouble possibly. And when a guy wears a kilt, you can't wear anything underneath. I see, you seem to like the sound of that, huh? No women? We've got women. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, yeah. Listen. Everybody's wearing maid dresses, but in my house. But you can wear the girls can wear suits sometimes. You can wear suits sometimes. But the main dress code is dresses, okay? Maid dresses. Maid dresses are just pretty and attractive. I want to see people in them. And sorry, if you're working for me, I'm objectifying you. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. I don't make the rules. I started making my own VTuber model based on my reality model, so I'm hoping once I get more practice in, I could possibly start streaming on Discord or something small. Yeah, I'd recommend you trying to get into it. I guess you want to start on Discord because you don't want to like be on like a proper streaming website yet or something, right? I guess you're a bit shy about it. But yeah, interesting you mentioning reality. What about non-binary folk? Okay, the non-binary... Oh, listen, I've got a great solution for the non-binary folk, okay? The non-binary people, they're gonna wear maid dresses. And then sometimes suits, okay? Same as everyone else. There's true gender equality here, guys. This is how we solve the world's problems. I did put you in a maid dress one time. When was that? I don't quite remember. I'd be running and hiding so I would avoid wearing a maid dress. I don't know, I feel like the others are gonna try and catch you. Anyone who wears a maid dress or a suit is automatically a hottie. Damn, all of a sudden I want to wear a maid dress or a suit. Holy shit. I want to learn how to make my own VTuber model. Yeah, totally. It's definitely a good thing to get into. It's interesting you mentioned Reality Bell, because, yeah, I've heard of that app too. And the great thing about Reality is that you can easily become a VTuber because it's really easy to make good-looking models on it, but the downside is that you can only stream on that app. So it's not great if you want to become like a proper VTuber for the platform. Alright, next answer, let's move through. Your dream job. I wanted to be a zookeeper when I was in the 3rd grade, but years later in high school, my mom thought I should be a computer graphics artist. So I was pretty torn between the two and wasn't sure what to do with my life. But even though this isn't a job, I'm doing art, which is something I love to do, and I still love animals. So there were times where I had exotic pets, although they were mainly rodents, like rabbit and degus? What the fuck is a degus? Which are like mini... Or is it degus? It's spelled D-E-G-U-S. So either it's... either it's degus or degus. I'm assuming it's degus, because fucking degus sounds so fucking stupid. So I'm gonna call it that, because that's funnier. And degus, which are like mini chinchillas. And I even had a pet male beta fish named Bart. Ha, beta! Who knows, I might even get my first reptile. Yo! Written by Tess. Alright, awesome. Yeah, I guess you're pretty experienced with animals. That's great. Nice. Yeah. I love Degus. Yes, Degu. Yeah, I figured. I can't remember when, but right after that art, I did draw. Oh, you did. Yes, you. Oh, actually, I remember now. And no, you drew me in the maid dress. I do remember now. I remember the exact image. I love animals. Yes, you do. And if I remember correctly, you also love how they taste. You made that a very clear point in that other stream. Reincarnated into a male beta fish, new title for a manga or slowing down what plus that would have. Oh man, did your degus die on you? Yeah, that's the sad thing about owning animals is that, you know, because they live shorter lives than humans, you're always going to see them go. Okay, vegan teacher exhibit. Fun fact, for doing that ass up art exhibit, I took an ass up pic of myself for Really? Really? Damn. And you're not even gonna show me? What the fuck? We're missing out here. What? You need to show the rest of us that. What the hell are you doing? What are you doing? Except tortoises, they will outlive us all. Yeah, actually there's a few animals that do live longer than humans, like freaking like jellyfish. Apparently they're like immortal. Why not maid dress over top a suit? You can have the best of both worlds. Yeah, but you won't really see the suit then. I'll wear bunny ears too. Yes! Sarah! Spaced! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! You're getting promoted, Sarah. You're getting promoted to like head maid or something. I'm not ass reveal. That's okay, I'm joking. I probably deleted that pic though. Yeah, I wouldn't want weird pics of myself on my phone. I want to get my brother a red-footed tortoise someday. They only last about 10 years or so. Mm-hmm. Yeah, tortoises are cool. I've eaten jellyfish before, 10 out of 10. Yeah, not so immortal when you put them on your plate, huh? Yeah, who's the real winner now? Dumb jellyfish. We're top of the food chain for a reason, little bitch. Hey man, can I be like the cool chef that's low-key cool and doesn't have to have their ass out? You know what? That's fine, Salad. That's fine. You're the chef. You're the chef. The weirder question to ask me is what haven't I eaten already? Why'd you put that face at the end? Why'd you put that face at the end? I see how it is. I see how it is. You've been eating a little something else, huh? Been eating a little something else. Maybe there'll be more chances for that in my mansion. Hope I don't get mistaken as in the wrong mansion with the bunny ears. What are you referencing? Are you referencing like Luigi's Mansion or something? You know why? Yeah, I know why. I know why, Belle. I know why, Belle. I know why. Maybe we can put your skills to use then. Maybe. Dude, I saw a video harvesting cooking jellyfish. Oh, I'm fucking reading it wrong. Cooking box jellyfish and lives to tell the tale. Maybe I just want to know what you taste like. Safe cannibalism. Yeah, well... I don't know, I don't want any chunks of me being taken out. I don't know about that. I feel like that wouldn't grow back. You can have a lick, though. You can have a lick. I don't want you to take a chunk out of me, right? But you can lick. Exhibit run. Yeah, maybe I should get out of here. maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't be here. How much bread did you eat, Mr. Exhibit? I've not eaten bread for like a week or so, a couple of weeks. Cannibalism's my type of thing. Does everyone here like cannibalism? What the fuck? First Peachy, and now all of you. Exhibit's into some weird kinks. What do you mean? Can I also taste you, Exhibit? Yes, yes you can. Yes you can. Yes you can. It's one of the perks of working in the mansion. You're allowed to take a taste whenever you want. Part of the job. Part of the perks of the job. If you have a fatty piece off of you, I'll just make you skinnier. Yeah, it'll be like freaking like lymphosuction, except way less safe. Oh, Belle, not so fast. Why, though, Exhibit, think of the value of a chunk of your ass. You know, that would probably sell very well. Thanks, I will take a good taste. Oh my god. Bro. How am I gonna balance my content? I've actually been on this new diet where I'm only eating meat and certain veggies and I've already lost 50 pounds so far. Oh, are you on keto? I'm actually on keto right now. That's why I haven't eaten bread in a long time. I mean, catering to the cannibalism connoisseurs, I mean, part of the viewer base is probably established by the Yandere stuff, right? No wonder you think we're mentally well. Yeah, good point. Not really. But yeah. Feel free to take a taste whenever you want, okay? Keto Twins. Yes! Yes! Ass chunks equals bathwater. Yeah. Unironically, I might sell bathwater someday, because, like, it's just easy money, right? I'm in a cannibalism diet. Oh, gosh. I only eat men. Things I do with unlimited money, drown in broccoli, so I'm good, I never stop. I had a big salad for dinner yesterday. Yeah, I don't eat, salads very much. Okay. I'm gonna move on to the next question. I need to keep going. Your dream job. What is your dream job? My dream job is to be a librarian, and I also have some good news. I'm switching over from business administration and going back to my original degree in psychology, with a minor in business, of course. Thanks to my university opening up new degrees that weren't offered before, I can actually finish up my degree and earn my bachelor's. Then, once I'm done, I can actually apply to the graduate school. The best part is that I could be finished in about a year and a half compared to the additional 3 years I would have underwent had I stayed in business administration. Written by Belle the Book Beast. That makes sense. You are the Book Beast. So for you to be a librarian, you would truly be the Book Beast. You would be the Book Beast giving people their books. People would come and be like, yo, I want a book. And then you'd be like, yeah, I will give you the book. And they'll be like, yo, thanks for the book, Beast. And then you will be Belle the Book Beast. And it'll be awesome. But yeah, definitely, you could... I guess being a librarian is just a nice vibe, right? It's just such a calm place. And like, being a librarian in like a fantasy world would be the best, right? Like a fantasy library where there's like freaking like magicians and people coming through, or like wizards and whatever. It's like, you know, like you look outside and you got all the fantasy landscape and you're just there and you're like, you can maybe use a little bit of like magic or whatever, you know, but then, you know, you just run the library. It's like, that's such a vibe, right? It's like, you know, and I guess in real life it's not quite like that, you know, but it's still a good vibe. I was gonna see, the thought came to mind again. I was gonna say, oh, librarians are sexy. I realize I said that already though, like many streams ago. So I can't say it again. Those are the rules. I said it already. But yeah. From keto topic to devouring books. Oh yeah, fucking book diet. I've loved books for as long as I can remember, so it's literally working with my best friends in the world. This librarian, cool. You know, guys, I once saw this like 18 plus audio roleplay, like sex audio of like a librarian, of like a sexy librarian. It was so good. Like there's just something about that scenario, right? Like you walked in and then like and then she's like, oh, you've donated so many books to this library, and then she like gives you like a reward or whatever. It's like there's something about it, right? There's something about the library premise, like librarians. There's something about librarians. They're just cute, you know? You know, like the freaking, you know, like when they wear like glasses, you know? Like the glasses wearing librarian. She looks all like nerdy and booky. There's just something about that, you know? It's just appealing. You know? Can't help it. Can't help it. I'm obsessed with books as well. I also love writing. Yeah. What a weirdo. Where's the link? What's the link so I can block it? I don't remember it. I don't remember it because I didn't save it at the time, but like it was such a cool idea to me. It's like, ugh. There's just something about that scenario. So, need a librarian? I got you. I'll find you good books that satisfy your brain and ASMR demons. Really now. Well, I hope you can help me out, Belle. I hope you'll be very hospitable to me when I come to your library. What was it? Office siren aesthetics? Yeah, that term, office siren. That's like award that's been going around. Why are you gatekeeping? I'm not gatekeeping, I just don't remember. It was on, it wasn't on YouTube, it was on Pornhub, so if you look up, like, librarian audio, you might find it. I'm not sure, though. This is getting weird. It always gets weird here. You didn't save it? Wow, yeah. No. Yeah. I eat and absorb books. Yeah, eat the books. Eat them. Yum yum. But the one I'm doing is mostly meat-based, is rather than a 50-50, but I avoid certain European veggies and starch-based veggies, so no potatoes or eggplant from it. Yeah, gotta avoid the, like, carb ones. So what were you doing on those sites? What do you think, Sarah? What do you think? In the words of a certain someone, use your imagination. I tuned out for a second, now we're on Librarian Pornhub audios. Yeah. Real questions, is the Librarian in your matching gonna wear a maid costume too? See, as much as I like maid costumes, I would appreciate the Librarian having her own aesthetic. Like, you know, librarians are sexy in their own way, so I'd prefer the Librarian to just be dressed as a librarian and have, like, a very, like studious kind of outfit, you know? Like, what do they call it? Like, Academy Corps? It wasn't that. It was some term like that, like Academy Corps or like Study Corps. No, it's like the name of that aesthetic whenever you're like looking very studious. Something like that, right? I think that'd suit the Librarian. But like if you're a part-time librarian, you can also be a part-time maid. So, yeah. Yeah, we need some variety in the mansion. Yeah, yeah. As a hunter mage, no thanks on the maid outfit. No worries. You can be like a bodyguard. We got Dark Academia. Yeah. I think that was it. I think that was it. Good luck getting test subjects for that. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be very hard, Graham, if I'm being honest. But there's some other things that are going to be hard, I think. Living in that house. Yeah. I have a couple of playlists I made for when I'm reading, studying, and one of them is where I'm reading Fantasy Bookkeeper, where I hoard books. Yeah. No, there is just something about the librarian aesthetic, about the, like, booky, study, kind of, like, nerdy fantasy aesthetic, right? It's like, you go to a fantasy world, you meet, like, a magical, like, mage who, like, runs a library, and that's just, like, a nice... It's part of why I like Lisa from Genshin Impact. It's like, she runs the library, and she's, like, this nice lady who takes care of all the books. There's just something about books. Do I have a book fetish? Is that a thing? I don't know. Anyway, moving on. But it'd be a great maid exhibit? Probably. Moving on. Your dream job. At least before I meet my demise, I want to be a homemaker. Not a lot of people see homemaking as a real job, but it is necessary. It is a necessary foundation in society. It shapes up the children who will one day contribute to society once they're adults. If you really think about it, they're like the managers of families. They make sure that everyone has what they need in order to perform at their best, which includes cooking meals, making sure that the house is tidy for maximum potential, and even finding ways to budget and save money for either family vacation or even upgrade the bathroom. Let me know if you need a personal homemaker, and I'll be there to take care of the android clones of you. Written by Belle the Book Beast. Yes, absolutely. I'll let you know if I ever need a homemaker. I guess being a... You predicted our conversation today, because we're talking about maids. We're talking about maids, and you're talking about being a homemaker. What the fuck? You predicted this. What the fuck? That's like... Oh my god. Crazy. Crazy. You knew. You knew. You manifested it. This is your doing. But like... Yeah, so... What do I say? Yeah, I think... When it comes to, like... I think that in an ideal world, every family would have a homemaker. because you need, like, taking care of kids and, like, taking care of the house and taking care of all that and cooking food and stuff is all really, like, difficult and hectic. And, like, it helps to have that help, right? And then you can focus more time on the more personal sides of parenting, as opposed to, like, the practical, like, labor sides. You can focus more on, like, raising them and imbuing them with your values, right? In an ideal world, everyone would have a homemaker. The only reason we can't do that is, of course, because, they cost money. But I think that if you can't afford that, you absolutely should, right? You should do whatever you can to, like, free up more space for you to, like, be personal with your children. I think that's... And I think in an ideal society, people would have more help raising their kids. So it wouldn't just be the parents. They would have, like... They could hire someone to, like, help them raise the kids and, like, help them, like a nanny, right? That would... In an ideal world, we'd have more of that. Because it's really taking care of kids is difficult. And there's no logical reason why it should only have to be you and your romantic partner doing it. There should be, other people involved in the raising process. There's no reason... at the end of the day, the child still has their parents as their main figures in their life, but there's no reason why there shouldn't be other people involved in the raising process. Like, we just don't... That's not normalized in our society, because, like, again, it's expensive to have that, and also it's just not, like, the traditional way of doing things. But I totally think it would be better if there are more hands on board, because then you can ensure even more so that the child grows up well. And I think that's important. So you should make sure that they, just do what you can to maximize that child's, like, future and happiness, New fetish unlocked. Exhibit play near replicant. There's not one but two sentient talking books. No way. Paper cut fetish? No, Tim, no. No. If it is, I probably have it too. But... We're listening to ASMR while playing a game lately with audio from the games off. I do that sometimes. I actually do that. Is that gonna be a quote? I feel like it's gonna be a quote. It should be a quote. I hope you quoted that unknown. Frickin' the book fetish line. What? I'm just a girl who wants to be a mommy. That's very respectable. It's very respectable. I think you'd be a great mommy, Belle. Written porn is the best. You see, there's debate as to whether that counts as porn or not, because a lot of people say it is porn, a lot of people say, oh no, it's different, that's different, it's literature. But then it's like, is porn just visual, or can it be like other things, right? Because then people would say, like, audio porn is audio porn, and that's not visual either. So I guess it would count as written stuff would count as porn then. Good time to remind people I'm innocent. If I wrote anything freaky, it wasn't me. That's porn. See, I'd be inclined to agree that it is porn. I know that some people try to act purist, right? They're like, they're like, oh, I hate freaking Gooners. I hate how there's so much porn. It's disgusting. It should be banned. It should be illegal. This is, like, dangerous to society. And it, like, is, like, oppressive and stuff. But then you call out those people, because a lot of those very same people, they really like pornographic fiction. They really like erotica. Then you call them out on it, they're like, no, 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 actually, erotica is different. It's not as harmful. It's different. It's words. It's like, it doesn't objectify people, because it's a narrative, and there's words, and you're like, there's meaning and the attachment. It's like, bro, shut the fuck up. You are not better than anyone else, okay? It's perfectly valid for you to like that. Perfectly cool. Based, even. What's not based is that you're acting like you're different from all the other fucking Gooners, okay? Seriously, yeah, it's like, it is some serious elitism. It's not only elitism, though, right? It's not like... Part of it's elitism, but part of it is just that a lot of the people who, like, are against... A lot of people who are against, like, porn heavily and stuff, they still engage in it in other ways. And their logic is just that, oh, it's okay when I do it. You know, it's like, no, when you do it, it's degenerate and bad for society. When I do it, it's okay. When I do it, it's different. And it's like, what the fuck? It's like, it's so dumb. It's like, I can have it, but you can't. And it's like, they try to make all these reasons why it's different. When it's not. It's like, just admit already that you're like the rest of us and you want that stuff, right? I think if you do it in moderation, it's all good in my own book. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it absolutely can be harmful. It absolutely can be. And, you know, that applies to freaking erotica, too. It's like, too much of anything is bad. And it's easy to get addicted to things that feel good. Because, again, the thing is with porn is that it feels good without any effort required on your part, right? So, like, playing a game, that feels good, but at least you put in effort. Playing a sport, that feels good, but at least there's effort. And now watching a movie, well, at least you have to pay attention, right? There's a narrative. It's intellectual for your mind, it gets you thinking. Porn, you kind of don't have to think, you just look at it, right? It's brain rot. It's the OG brain rot. It's the equivalent of staring at Subway Surfers gameplay, right? So that's easy to get addicted to because it feels really good. It feels really good, but you don't have to put in any effort. That's why people get addicted. That's fundamentally what a lot of the most addictive things kind of are. It's things that just don't require effort to do. I'm back. Did you read mine? No, I did not. I should be getting through this a bit quicker. There are people that can't separate fiction from reality? Exactly, Sarah. Well said. Yeah, it's like, yeah, but at the end of the day, I think people, I don't like people who, like, attack forms of art that they don't like, that they find disgusting. I think at the end of the day, we should be allowed to express ourselves through art, even if it's sexual art, even if it's weird art. We should be allowed to have that. You know, fundamentally, I think we're allowed to fantasize about things. I think we're allowed to have those things in our mind. And it's not really anyone's right to go around telling you what you can and can't fantasize about, what you can and can't think about. You know, if you're not harming a real person, then it doesn't really matter. I had a classmate like that, touching us under the skirt just because he couldn't separate reality and fiction. Ah, frick. That's fucked up. Was he, just because he couldn't separate reality and fiction, are you saying that because he, like, looked at a lot of, like, hentai or something? Porn actually can ruin relationships. You focus on your spouse more than that shit. That's true. So, if you're more into your porn than you are your own romantic partner, that's a point of concern. That's a point of concern. So, it should never be something that, like, interferes with your real-life relationships. That's a sign that you do have an addiction. So that's probably a good measure of it, right? It's a good measure of it. Okay, anyway. We're going to move on to the next, move on to the next question. Alright, your dream job. 2B's punching bag. I don't even need to get paid for it. I just want her to beat me up. No one wrote it. No, oh, not no one wrote it. No name written. Who were the suspects? Was it you, Spider Guy? Was it perhaps the person with the 2B profile picture? Is it perhaps the person with the 2B profile picture? Yeah. Well, you can get so addicted to video games or gambling that you don't pay attention to your spouse too. Exactly, exactly. That's very true. Bakyaru. I don't remember if you told me to call you by a different name, so I'm just gonna call you Bakyaru. That's the thing, right? You can get addicted to anything that feels good. Heck, you can get addicted to things that feel bad, that's even worse, actually. Right? People get addicted to, like, harming themselves and stuff. But, anyway. Like, yeah, you can get addicted to video games and stuff, and that's just as bad, right? Because it interferes with your real life. So in that same way, you can get addicted to porn because it feels good. You can get addicted to anything that feels good. You know, you need to not let it actually affect your real life. needs to be something that is like in the... needs to accompany the things in your life. It should not be replacing anything. It should not be hampering you. And if you notice that it is, you maybe need to take a step back and do it less. And in some cases, it might just mean you need to stop completely. Which is why I'm actually not against the idea of nofap. Because I think for some people, they benefit from that. I think some people should do that if they're like genuinely like so addicted that it's debilitating. I just don't agree with their movement in the sense of like saying that everyone should do it. And that if you're not doing it, you're like actively, you know, harming yourself. You know, that's where I draw the line. It's like... I also just don't think the nofap community is very like healthy in terms of like their beliefs. They have like negative views of like women and stuff as well. Does this mean I have an Exhibit A addiction? Is that what the A stands for? You know what? I think an Exhibit A addiction is fine. It's okay to be addicted to Exhibit A. You know, you don't have to stop doing that. You should keep being addicted. I support this addiction. Keep going. Exhibit addiction. This feels right. Yeah, that's what I am. I'm Exhibit addiction. A stands for addictive, yeah. Only kill inside games, not harm anyone. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Alrighty. Alrighty. At the end of the day, something is bad whenever it becomes harmful. If it's not harmful, it's not bad. Something is only bad if it's bad for someone. So, saying that something is bad just because it's like really disgusting. I mean, I talked about this in the freaking like clip I uploaded, but you know, something just being kind of like disgusting or like degenerate or like against society or like just sort of like just sort of like an affront to nature or whatever isn't really a good reason to like not allow someone to do something. You know, so if you find people's way of life disgusting, it's not really a good reason to stop them. What matters is what they're doing harmful, right? And there are cases where those things are harmful, because again, people can get addicted to these things, it can affect their relationships, and that is harm, that's harm. But if it's not doing that, then it's not bad, right? There's lyrics in the music now, what the heck? Yay, at least it's one of my better addictions, lol. Take that, depression! I'm addicted to being people's mistresses, and putting people in handcuffs. Are you now? Are you now? That is something you did to me. You handcuffed me for like several days. Bet you had a lot of fun with that. This is how we tell mentally well from mentally unwell. A, do you suffer from whatever you have? B, do others suffer from what you have? Bakioro or Baki is fine, or Zako if you want to make me really happy. Zako? Okay, sure. We've been here too long, they have lyrics now, yeah. Bonnie Bunny, welcome! Welcome! So many people coming in! Bro, my streams are getting more popular. It's so great. Handcuffs are hot? Yes, they are. You know what I find hot? Policewomen. Bro, freaking like... anime policewomen are so hot, man. Bro, freaking hot, sexy policewomen are the reason I could never be A-cab, bro. I could never be A-cab. Alright? Now, fuck the police, on the other hand. Now that's a slogan I can get behind. You probably already read my submission? Probably not. I didn't see any labeled Bonnie Bunny, if that's what you wrote as your name. Bulletproof Fish. Oh, yeah. That's right. No, I didn't see any from Bulletproof with that name either. I'm sorry I have to go, maybe we'll be back, I don't know, bye. Alright, no worries, Solid. I'm glad that you were here. You were here for a good amount of time. You attended a good bit of the stream, so... You tell me all I have to do is dress up as Officer Jenny and I'm good? Yeah, that would seriously score some points with me, I won't lie. Bro. You know... it's gonna seem funny considering I just talked about something similar to this. I saw a Not Safe for Work ASMR once about a policewoman, and it was really cool. And it was one of the first Not Safe for Work ASMRs that I'd ever listened to. And it was like, something about it. Something about it. Something about it, you know? I can't believe I'm back to talking about freaking Not Safe for Work audios. Or like yet another kink. Bro, what is happening? Ugh, okay. Well. Yeah. So. Feels so out of place with the conversation. Yeah, the song. We'll let it play, because I would switch it, but some of you might be enjoying it, so I'm gonna keep it on. Exhibit, look at DMs. Oh? Look at DMs. Yo, it's a policewoman. Nice. Nice, nice. I made it home. Welcome, Peachy, welcome. You've missed so many, like, sus conversations here. So many. We have to know, do you or do you not want to be tied up by Officer Jenny or tie up Officer Jenny? Oh my god. Why not both? Both is good, right? No, because, like, I'd want to be arrested by her, right? I would want her to arrest me, and then I'd want her to, like, put me into, like, the interrogation room, and then I want her to be like, okay, listen up, perp. You're a criminal, you did the bad thing, but I can let you go free, but you gotta do something for me. And I'll be like, what is it? I'll do anything, I don't want to go to jail. And she'll be like, yeah, well, and then, you know, and then, you know, yeah, well, yeah, but then the reverse could be cool too. So imagine I escape and I try to get my revenge, right? So I tie her up, and then she's like, oh no, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. And I'll be like, no, now it's your turn, right? There's so many different ways to go with this. Right. So it has a book fetish now? True. We already talked about librarians and police officers. Yes, we did. Genuinely though, this is such a fun stream. Can't lie. And what's even better is that because I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to do good streams on work days because I'd be too tired from work. But like, this stream has been really fun, and I was working today, so this is good news for me. How about nurses? Nurses are great. Yes, nurses are good too. Nurses, I like nurses. I love the idea of, like, being in a... It's never gonna fucking happen, unfortunately, because the real world is boring. But I love the idea of, like, being in a hospital, and this nurse, this nice nurse is like, oh, you're so... Or no, it's like, oh, here, let me take care of you. And she's, like, taking care of me, and, like, whatever. And then she's like, oh, I feel so sorry for you stuck in that bed. Is there any way I can help you out? Maybe I can... Or then maybe she notices that I've... Anyway, it's getting too graphic. I can't... It's getting too graphic. Bro. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, hospitals in real life suck, but, like, the idea of being in, like, a hospital and then, like, a cute nurse tending to you and then, like, being attracted to you and then, like, doing naughty things with you is, like, very appealing. Because, like, they're in, like, a position of care, right? They're supposed to be, like, taking care of you, but then they're, like... You know, they're kind of, like... doing something they shouldn't be doing. You know, it's a bit forbidden as well. A bit of a taboo. You should start some vids on the... I could... I'm gonna be real, I would make some... I would make great Not Safe for Work audios. I know I would. I would make such good... I know I would. It would be so good. I just don't know if I'm ready to take that step. Sounds like Exhibit just wants to be taken advantage of? Yeah. Yeah. Wish I had a hot doctor to take care of me. I have only female doctors and they're all married. No! Married? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Alright. Let's move through the questions. We have to speedrun, guys. We have to speedrun. We have to speedrun. We have to speed. We're on number 13, and there's 25 in total. Okay, speedrun. Your dream job. No, but for real, I've always wanted a job in paleontology because I'm very fascinated by prehistoric life, but the job market in that whole field is extremely competitive, and it's very likely I'd have to switch to something similar, like biology, perhaps even do something else entirely while researching paleontology as a hobby. However, I also hold a very deep interest in space, like I wanted to be an astrophysicist for a while ago before I realized how much I hate math. That's me too. It's like, oh, science is cool, but oh, there's math. Or like, you know, like, yeah, it's like all the stuff that is cool about science requires math. I mean, everything in science requires math. It's what I mean is like science. There's so many cool scientific things, but it's like you need math for it. That being said, my dream job would be in a far future scenario where I could travel to distant planets, dig up fossils and extinct alien life forms, and analyze them the way we do with our own prehistoric life here on Earth. Studying alien fossils to figure out how they lived would pose an insane challenge since it'd be a whole other planet with fauna that could behave entirely different to what we have on Earth. But it still sounds so cool and epic and based. Written by Spider Guy. This is a very based answer. I think I would love going to space. You're getting creative with this, right? Because you're like, your dream job. It's not a job that's currently possible, but it's your dream job of like what might be possible someday. So I applaud your creativity. Yeah, I would love to go to space. Space is so cool. Most people will never be there. It just feels so good being like one of the few people to be there and actually experience what it's like to be up there. That'd be awesome and incredible. Alright, next response, speedrun. Your dream job. Teaching assistant, written by Helena. Fair enough, fair enough. Teaching assistant. Yeah, it'd be less difficult than being a straight up teacher, but you'd still get to like guide kids and like help them on their journey and like, help their like upbringing and stuff. And yeah, it'd be interesting answer. I guess most people wouldn't consider that their dream job though, so it's like that's an uncommon answer. Right, next question. Speedrun. Your dream job. Super Emperor, written by Pop-Tart Snake. Super Emperor, what the fuck? Yeah, being Super Emperor would be great. I would love to be Super Emperor. Not just Emperor, but Super Emperor. Bro, Super Emperor is so much cooler than regular Emperor. Alright, next question. Speedrun. Your dream job. I've thought about this a lot. There are lots of jobs I would love, but if I could design the best scenario, I would do tattoos during the day as well as making my jewelry stuff. Then at night I'd do stand-up comedy, and I'd make dubstep music on the side. I think I'd also do well as a sleep study participant, basically getting paid for people to study my brain while I sleep. Basically, your dream job is fucking sleeping. And I'd also love to complete my massage therapy license so I can make a name for myself as a pro juggalo massage therapist. Hey everyone, don't forget to like the video, written by Toybox. Yes, okay. So, yeah, you have quite a few jobs that you'd like to get. Yeah, doing tattoos must be kind of fun, because it's just, it's artistry, but you're doing it on people. And then, tattoos become part of people, right? So it's more than just drawing art. It's like you're creating people's identities, and there's something quite, special about that. And I'm sure that'd bring you a lot of, like, fulfillment. You're giving people these things that will be part of them for the rest of their life. It must be a nice feeling when you do that. Making jewelry is also very cool. Stand-up comedy. I'd feel... If I was good at stand-up comedy, I'd love doing that. The only issue is that getting good at that... Imagine the amount of trial and error you gotta do, right? Like, if you're on a stage... Like, in order to get good at stand-up comedy, you've gotta do it for a while and then fail at it, right? Obviously, like, because how else would you do it? It's like... So, like, when you're not good at it yet, you're gonna be on the stage trying to be funny... and then failing at it, and everyone's just staring at you when you're not telling these horrible-ass jokes. You're like, why did the toilet roll down the hill? To get to the bottom! And then everyone just fucking stares at you. And then, and the only way to get good at stand-up comedy would just be to do that over and over until it works, and it's like... I don't think that's what stand-up comedians do, but, like, how else, like, what do they do? Like, how do you get good at that without just doing it? Now make dubstep music. Yeah, making music score. Actually, that's something I want to get into as well. I've shown some of you my music before, like the piece of music I made. But I'd love to get more into it, because I think I'd be good at it. But it's about finding the time for it, right? And, you know, wanting to get paid for sleeping. Real. I mean, it's an easy one. Massage therapy. Yeah. I'd like to be a massage therapist too, but I think my massage clinic would have slightly different processes. Yeah. Anyway, yes, time to move on. I'm gonna read chat after. Okay, wait, hang on. Dream job. I want to maybe do something with my art in the future, but I know it's not realistic, so probably a teacher or something. Written by Venus. Yeah, no, again, as I've said, art, very good. It's like, everyone wants to be an artist, right? Like, you want to be paid for something creative. You want to be paid for doing something that you're passionate about. That's very relatable. I think a lot of us want that. But you say it's not realistic, it's probably a teacher or something. Yeah, being a teacher it's fulfilling work for people who want to do that, so. Only issue is the pay, but it depends on where you live, so. Next question, speedrun. What is your dream job? Porn star, written by Exhibit A. I did not write this, guys. I did not write this. This fucking lies, bro. Alright? Lies. Speedrun, next question. Your dream job? I always dreamed to be a national speaker. I would go on stages, and I would help people be as good as possible. I would improve their life with what I'm doing on stage. Written by Utopia. Yeah. I'm not quite sure what a national speaker is, but, like, you want to be someone who, like, inspires people with, like, your words. And I can relate to that, because I also want to do that. I want to be the kind of person who can, like, you know, give people inspiration and good advice, and, like, motivate people to, like, improve their lives and get better, you know? I would love to be that kind of person. I wouldn't be, like, a national speaker, how you're putting it. I'm not even sure what that is. But I'd like to do that through, like, my YouTubing and through my live stream. I'd like people to view me as that kind of person. Alright, I'm gonna take a break and look at chat, okay? My fucking throat is freaking getting sore, so... Oh my god. Alright. I'm gonna speak so fast to, like, make sure I say everything quick enough and not, like, use up time. You probably already read my answer. I don't know if I did. I don't think I did, no. I don't remember seeing a Bulletproof Bish in there. I'm actually in the middle of trying to find a new doctor, so I hope whoever I find is kind and listens to me. Yeah, doctors can be a mixed bag sometimes, because, like, they sometimes are, like, sometimes they don't really take you seriously, or don't, like, listen to you. Or, like, they prescribe the wrong thing. There's so many stories of people, like, they know something's wrong, and they go around to doctors constantly, and all the doctors are saying, no, you're fine, you're overreacting. Then finally they get to a doctor that diagnoses them. It's like, oh fuck, actually you have a terminal illness, it's good you came to me. And it's like, that's fucked up, you know? I used to love math, now math is kind of ruined for me because of geometry. I never really loved math. I have the potential to, I really worked at it and became good at it, right? But... Exhibit is probably gay in secret, just theory. I mean... There'd be no reason to keep it a secret. I think if anything it would, like, get me, I think if anything it would be... Oh, my words. I think if anything it would benefit me on the channel, right? Because, like, I'm gonna get, like, male viewers who want me to be attracted to them. Like, some... I have male viewers already, but most of them are, like, not here because they want to simp for me, and most of them are just here because they think I'm entertaining. Which I like, by the way, because I like having viewers who just like me for that as well. I like to have both, you know? I like to have both. It'd be cool if Exhibit was gay. Yeah, fucking Peachy. Peachy talking about how she wishes I was gay so that she could look at me freaking kissing boys. She wants her... She's so sad that her yaoi dream can't come true to see Exhibit A making out with men. Crazy. But, like, I wouldn't mind being gay. It's just, like, I've tested it. It just doesn't, you know? Like, it just doesn't work, you know? Like, you know? Like, it is what it is, you know? Like, I can't, you know? gave it a, you know. Anyway. What if I simp for you and find you entertaining too? Then that's the absolute best, most based kind of person to be. What do you mean we have to go to the bar and you only kiss women? Where the fuck else am I supposed to see IRL yaoi? Yeah. Would you make out with a girl cross-dressing as a guy? Yeah, sure. That would be fine. Did you mean to say it the other way around? Did you mean to say it the other way around? Yeah, but like, I'm open-minded. I'm fine with going with whatever my brain likes. It's just, I can't control what my brain likes, so my options are limited. Like, I don't think having more options is a bad thing. You know? Pichu and Moxie Exhibit do a collab. Listen, I'm still gonna be acting very gay with Moxie whenever we're out streaming, to be honest. Alright? We don't... Listen. It's not actually gay if, like... If I'm wearing socks, and I will be wearing socks with Moxie, so we can, like, kiss and stuff, so it's fine. It's not weird. But yeah. Two guys being super into each other, then them straight up completely and intentionally ignoring the girl, like really bragging about how much they ignore the girl. There you go, Peach, you have a solution. We'll find a girl who can tape it down, make dreams come true. Uh-huh. Hell yeah. Yeah, Peachy wants to see it. Nope, still gay? No, that's not true. I'm just a hater. What the hell? My freaking throat is so sore as well. Is this from the nurse ASMR? Yeah, except I was the nurse, and so my throat is sore because I've been using it. I've been using it. Who would have thought in 2025 streamers have to apologize for not being gay? Yeah. Oh, how the turntables. How the turntables. Yeah. Not literally. No, because like in the VTuber community, everyone's fucking gay, right? Almost every VTuber is gay. So as a VTuber, it's like, I've got to be like, I'm sorry, guys. Can't. It's like... Right. Alright, anyway, time to resume speedrun. Your dream job. Despite me being unable to have a job as I get disability benefits, I would love to be, I would be an editor or even just succeed... Alright, wait, sorry. Despite me being unable to have a job as I get disability benefits, I would like to be an editor or even just succeed in being a VTuber now that I'm part of a Twitch group called Neurospicy, written by Zana. Right, Neurospicy. You guys can feel free to look that up if you want. Yeah, interesting. But yeah, I hope that goes well for you. I might look it up too, just because I'm curious what's going on with that. I don't really have time for it now, though. Yeah. Epic. I hope it goes well for you. I think streaming is really fun, and I hope you have fun with it too, because if you have as much fun as I do, you'll be living a good life. I think streaming is great. I think it's awesome. And people should enjoy it if they do it. Because we better get on your knees and apologize. Keck W. Spider enjoy fucking Noah. Hang on now, but y'all have a good rest of your stream. Alright, see you around, Spider Guy. Thanks for stopping by. It's been great. It's been fun. This has been a very... Alright. Next one. Speedrun. Your dream job. Drawing / animating extremely lewd and degenerate art. Written by Bakiaro. Based. Hell yeah. I'm so appreciative of people who draw hentai art, okay? I'm so appreciative of that. You provide a service to the people of this world. Right? You are the reason why we can goon. You are the reason for the season. You're the reason. You're the reason. It's very honorable. I salute you. But, I guess you aren't doing that yet, but that's what you want to do. But it'll be honorable if you do that, is what I mean. Yeah. Very honorable. Very, very prestigious job to be aiming for. I approve. Respectable. Very based. Next one, next one. Your dream job. Safety advisor at a small but busy factory or company, written by Tim. Okay. This one's a little more like... I find it harder to relate to this one. Because, like, I don't get what's appealing about being a safety advisor. But I guess you have your own reasons. I don't know what really goes into being a safety advisor, so I don't really know why it would be so appealing. But, you know, to each their own. I'm sure it's must be fun in its own way if you chose it. Yeah. Alright, next one. What's your dream job? Living off book sales as a writer would be my dream job, though it doesn't pay me well at all. Written by Toby. Yeah, I think being... Yeah, again, we already saw, like, people talk about wanting to be an author. But yeah, good idea. I think being an author would be great. Because, like, people would love your work, and you'd be creating stuff that, like, resonates with people. That would just feel so good. Because I've experienced a bit of that myself, because I make the audio roleplays that people, like, really like, and have, like, really complex stories in them. And I like that, and I kind of miss it, which is why I really want to make more stuff. Because, you know, it's a good feeling when people, like, feel touched by the stuff you make, and when it makes them emotional, it makes them cry. It's a good feeling. But yeah, you're admitting that it doesn't pay well, which I suppose is you being realistic, because you're assuming you wouldn't get famous. But, you know, anything's possible. Alright, we're finishing the last two. Your dream job. Serious answer. Voice actor. I just find doing voices fun and enjoy when it brings people laughter and amusement. Written by Pop-Tart Snake. Yes, very good idea, and that's not totally unrealistic either. There's plenty of people who can get into voice acting. You put in the work for it. I'd love to be a voice actor too. I wouldn't say it's a dream job, quote-unquote, but I'd like it, because again, I have experience in that as an amateur voice actor with my audio roleplays. And I think I would make a good voice actor, and I think I'd enjoy that a lot more than, you know, like regular jobs. You know, like unskilled labor, as they would like call it officially. I would like that. Yeah, I'd love to be a voice actor. That'd be great. I should maybe try to like put more resources into aiming for that, so that I can move from my current job to becoming a voice actor, and then I'd make a living off of something that I find more enjoyable and that I'm a little more passionate about. I think that'd probably be a good shout for me. All right, final response, final one. Let's hope it's good. There's a lot of pressure on this. Better be the best of all time, or else you're banned. I'm kidding. Alright. What is your dream job? Another one from me. My friend is constantly begging to join a band with them. Low-key, I'd be down. I can play bass, and they can sing. It's not my ultimate dream, but it sounds super fun. Written by Salad. Then in quotes, in brackets again. Then in brackets again. Sorry. No, sorry. There's only one again. I said it twice. Alright. Yeah. No, I definitely think you should, I definitely think you should join that. I think being part of a band can be really cool, and you can make some cool memories, and even if you don't get famous, you could perform in front of lots of people, and then people will love you and think you're cool. And I think that's a good feeling too, and then you're working at something, you're building a skill. There's a lot of benefits to doing that. I totally recommend it. Very good. Alright, that is all the responses, guys. I'm gonna catch up with chat now. I've made lewd art, though I don't think you've seen it. Oh, really, Unknown? Really? I guess technically, since, like, there's no channels for not safe for work art in my Discord, you have no way to, like, post it. You're welcome to post it in my DMs, though, if you want to. Only if you want to, though. Alright. Plot twist draw, Peachy X exhibit Yuri and Yaoi? What? Like a girl version of... I mean... That is another idea. If you do that on top of the incest one, that'd be very cool. I don't want you to cancel your plans on the incest one. I want that one done. But I would love to see Yuri between me and Peachy. Me as a girl. That'd be... That'd be crazy. Exhibit, would you make out... No, I read that one already. Socks with the Moxa. It's a group for people who are neurodivergent streamers on Twitch. Yeah, I remember you did mention that, yeah. I just finished a piece today of, like, not safe for work art? Or just like art in general. I studied that for 3 years and I like it, hell yeah. I want to be good at animating to self-insert me as Satoru's wife. Yeah. That's respectable though. We want to make our fantasies come to life, you know? Man, that one Hypnosis script you did was so good, still ringing in my mind, story, voice acting and all. Yeah, that was one of my better scripts. I highly recommend, if you're into, like, audio roleplays, you know, if you're into that kind of stuff, you're into ASMR, I highly recommend you watch my Yandere Childhood Friend Controls You with Hypnosis. That's the title. Yandere Childhood Friend Controls You with Hypnosis on my ASMR channel. Highly recommend that. It's one of my better ones. Because, like, it's very, like... It's very, like, twisty-turny, with a lot of plot twists. If you've ever watched the movie Inception, it's a lot like that. It's a lot like Inception, in terms of how the story goes. Which might sound kind of weird, considering it's an ASMR video, but that's what I've always done with ASMR. Like, I never do normal stories, I always make it go crazy. Not safe work art? Based Bakiaro. Based stuff. Based Baki. Hell yeah. That Incubus video, when he said you're safe, your love, shocked me a bit. I guess I'm not used to demons being wholesome like that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, that stuff can be very, like, comforting sometimes. Sometimes you need someone to say that to you, even if they're not real, you know? It's kind of real, I guess, because I said it, but, like, that's different. Anyone who streams on Twitch and is neurodivergent, I really recommend joining the Neurospicy Twitch group. Thanks for all the art ideas. It's been a while since I've last drawn, but I'm excited to try and draw as much as I can. Hell yeah, I look forward to seeing what you're drawing, Belle, because you've suggested some interesting things here. Frickin', I always appreciate fan art. I very much encourage it. Any specifics you want on the Yaoi Yuri Pichu would have the bigger chest you or exhibit? Gosh, I think we should both have big chests, to be honest. Inception mentioned, yeah. Exhibit, I want to kiss your vocal cords. Well, what are you waiting for? Also, thank you. I'm so glad. I'm glad when people like my voice. I like compliments. I like them. I like them a lot. Oh my god, I built a whole AI character based on that ASMR. Hell yeah. Would you ever let me try it? I think that'd be cool. I'm curious to see how your AI turned out that's, like, based off me. Oh man, good timing. The freaking music is done and the stream's gonna be over pretty soon. Sometimes it's nice even if it's parasocial. Yeah. Top Peachy X bottom exhibit Yuri and top exhibit X bottom Peachy Yaoi, or vice versa? Oh my god. That's a good question. I should maybe Peachy, what do you think? You know, I think I'd probably... Yeah, no, you know what? I think I want to be the bottom in the Yuri. Because... if I'm gonna be a girl, I want to be like a shy, submissive girl. Right? I want to be like cute and like demure, right? I want to be like a girly girl who's like really like, you know, I want to be like I just want to be like a soft, submissive girl. That's the kind of girl I'd want to be, you know? I want to be cute. So I think that works. And Peachy seems to also favor that option, so yeah, that works out. Sorry, I've been chatting. I've been gathering all my loot arts for you. Fine with me DMing you them? Sure thing. I'd love to see them. You're a beta male exhibit? I'm not a beta male, okay? I'm a beta female. Get it right. Oh god, yeah, exhibit's like the coolest ever, best community ever. I've made so many good memories here, easily my best. I'll always appreciate all of this. Thank you. That's such high praise. Hell yeah. I'm so glad that I've made you guys all so happy. And I'm happy too. I enjoy streaming so much. This stream has been really fun. It's been great. I've had some great conversations. It's been a good balance, right? We've read out the answers. I've had like rambles about life, like life advice, philosophy, and also I've had all the degenerate talk about all the freaking porn shit and all this crap. We got the whole trifecta in here. We got all this stuff. Very good stream. I also like being topped by everyone. Alright guys, you heard that? We're all gonna top Peachy. All together now. All together now. Hashtag switch life, yeah. Peachy gangbang starts in 5 minutes, okay? Alright, so that is the end of things, and I should end soon because my bedtime's coming soon because I have work in the morning, so I can't stay up super late anymore. So, this has been super fun, guys. This has been super fun. But this is probably the end. Thank you all for being here. It's been super great. And without further ado, I will see you in the next stream. Bye-bye.